Okay, so just going to go through a bit of an updated speedrun tutorial here. Head into the gardens, skip the cutscene, and we're going to go along here, make your way over this bush here. Gotta hop there. Hop on up here, and then we come to the first trick in the run. And we're going to pop on up here. Jam yourself in this corner until you can jump like this, see? Sometimes you've got to squeeze your way in, and then angle your stick roughly in this direction. Look over here, and eventually it'll let you up. Now we're on top of this bush. We want to aim over here for this wall. There's a barrier here and a barrier on this tree, so we're going to try and pop ourselves through the middle like that. Now that one will probably take a few attempts as well. If I hop back down, I'll show you. It doesn't usually let you up first time. You might get this a few times, but if you're standing on the high point of this bush, eventually it'll push you back up. It takes a bit of practice, but there you go. If we look out here, this is all dark and black. You can't really see very much, but there is an angled slope here. So I find it's best to jump out about here, turn around and look at this wall, and then we're going to jump and move backwards until we get roughly this high up. You can then move forward along the wall, and you can't move up this way, you'll see, but we can head this way and keep hitting X, and you'll be allowed to jump back up. Now that's just to go around a wall that extends out here. See, if I go this way, there's the end of the wall here. We need to go around that one. So we're just going to wander on over here. Yeah, so this is the updated any percent, I should have said, at the any percent speedrun. There is also the, I think it's now called the no skips speedrun, which I haven't personally attempted yet. And of course I'm playing on console, so anybody on PC, you might have to translate some of the buttons or bindings I'm talking about here. Hop back up through here, the geometry isn't loaded, not too hard, and then find a place here you can wiggle up the slope. Jump up these here, and then we're back into the mostly regular level, despite some bushes not loading. Grab the key, and we're going to do the prop fly. Nice and easy. I like to come down here, whack it down, push it to the ground, and hold L2 and back. So suck it towards you and stick back. The longer you can keep jumping on it like that, the faster you'll move along over here, which is what we want. And skip the cutscene. It's not too difficult a job, this, especially now that we skipped most of it. It was a bit of a walkathon that first level, but it's not so bad now. Right, this one's nice and easy. We need to open up the central Maquette dome, so come over here, skip this cutscene. You can hold skip before you reach the cutscene. And then this barrier melts away and we'll be allowed in. Grab hold of this cube, drop it somewhere out here. And then we're going to pick up tiny cube. So we need to load 2 cutscenes before this turns into the party house. One cutscene is over there on the other side of that place you meant to place the bridge, and one is behind this door that will load once we go to the little owl room over there. So we need to push ourselves through here. I'm gonna bugger this up. It's quite difficult. So you need to hold this one out in front of you. I like to have it facing me, flat side facing me. Hold L2 to get it close to you, and then push down and start jumping. And definitely don't fall down like that, because I do that every time. I'm absolutely dreadful at it. I think it takes a little bit of fiddling to work out exactly where you're supposed to drag it into you. There is like some sort of a setup, if you will. It's alright, it only takes a second to reset. Now, you don't have to go through the wall where I did there. You can go through anywhere along there, although I will say the main door with the key on it is really thick, and it just doesn't like you clipping through it. It gets a bit fussy about it. Now, I'm going to click through the side of these things here. You'll see. It'll push me away from the door. There we go, see? And it'll push you into these walls. This isn't so difficult to do, as long as you can get pushed backwards like that, and then pop back out. That's fairly easy to do. Now we want to do the prop fly over here, which you'll know from my last video if you saw that one. So you've got to keep jumping. Same way you clip through the wall, but you keep jumping. skip this cutscene. Sorry, I hit cutscene there, you couldn't really see it. And then same thing backwards if you can. I'm probably going to fail it now. Oh, well, hey, we did it. If you fall down, just take these stairs back up. There's a cutscene here we can skip, and then head over here. Now, there is some tech that I've been playing around with today, actually. If you have it in front of you and you're holding L2, and you can move backwards at the same time, and you move a lot faster than walking. So if you want to optimize your movement, you can do that. That might be helpful. But you can't hold the left stick while you're trying to fly. You have to let go of all of your directional inputs while you're doing this. Otherwise, you'll teleport to the ground. It's a little bit shit. There we go. We can flip through the door like that. Easy peasy onto the next level. Well, the gateways is extremely quick. We're going to start off by running around the back. Grab hold of this one. Touch the crystals. And we're almost done. Up here, just up here, is a level end trigger. So I like to get on top of the flag and then move around a little bit until you find a spot that lets you jump. Because there are spots up here that don't let you jump. And just here in front of us is a level end trigger. So what we're going to do is jump up and then push forward and we'll jump into it. There we go. Skip the cutscene and we're on to the next level. Really, really easy, that one. Most of these at the beginning are fairly easy. I do struggle with the flying in the Maquette level sometimes, but especially gateways. In this one here, you'll see we can climb up here. This is really, really simple. And make sure you're standing on the edge of this thing. You see how it kind of edges me around the wood. Give a jump, head on through. And we skip a cutscene right here behind the door. That will load the bell in the roof. Jump on back up and make our way outside. We're meant to use the wedge to jump up and grab it, but we can stand here, jump, and hit it.
Hey.
So you tap square to activate the bell at the end there, and then hold circle on console to skip the cutscene. Now we're into the escape. This one's a little bit longer. However, there is a prop fly at the end, which will speed up our journey significantly. So really simple at the beginning. We hop up these stairs onto this window ledge, and we're going to jump onto a ledge here on the side of this thing, and then go forward, and then jump down here. Nice and simple. There's a couple of invisible barriers there, so make sure you do jump off that wall and you'll head over those barriers. If you do land in front of them, you can just walk around, but it's not optimal. So we're just heading over to a little bit of geometry that's missing in between these poles here. And that will allow us to drop out of bounds. And then we've got to make sure as we fall down here after bounds, just tap ever so slightly to the left. We don't want to pop back in bounds, but we want to make sure that we land on this thing. Here we are. Because this has no collision. It really is a void. We've got to make sure we touch the bottom of this elevator shaft, and that will load the ending in. So just jump there and you'll pop through the wall. Try not to get stuck in the geometry. And then we're going to come around the side here. Press circle to grab the ball. Place it on the ground, hold L2, and you're off. Now you can control your height a little bit here by pushing it away, pulling it in, and you should stay on top of it. I'm not holding any input on the analog stick either. This is just something that goes on its own. If you find that you're not doing exactly what it's doing on my screen, just turn around with left and right on the directional input and push forward to start glitching forward on the ball. You can prop fly backwards with it, but I personally think it's a little bit slower. I don't recommend it. Some things you prop fly backwards with, some things you forwards. That one's definitely a forwards, and you'll see another forwards one coming up soon. But the cube in Maquette and the key at the beginning of Gardens, the end of Gardens, definitely backwards on both of those due to the shape of their collision boxes. Now we head down here. Really, really easy this bit. It's just a bit of a walking simulator at this point. Make sure you don't get stuck on any of the geometry here and just try and take the corners as close as possible. There's not really much you can do to speed this bit up. But you'll find just coming up when we come to the bridge section, we will be using a prop fly with the bridge, which is a somewhat recent discovery. And then we should be using it to clip into the level end trigger in a minute. It's easier than it sounds. It's not so difficult. Right, so just make your way up here, grab this one as soon as possible, wait a couple seconds, and then jump out. The collision does not load instantly. Do not just walk off the edge, you will fall. And then this one, wait a second, jump. There we go. Nice and easy. And you want to take the most direct path you can between each of these buildings, even though the roads are a little bit wobbly. And let's grab hold of the bridge. There we go. Now this sticky outy spiky bit here is what we're going to use. Not this one. It's got to be right here because we're going to use the geometry underneath this island to get the bridge stuck. So hold it out in front of you, press R2 to push it away, and then back up a little bit and stick it underneath. You hear it clink and it's made connection. Now we're going to walk around and over it, pushing it into the island, and you'll see we get pushed on top. And now we can turn around and we'll be pushed away from the island on top of this. Now it'll take a bit of practice to get that down, and then it will take a bit of practice to find out what direction you want to head in. But once you've got the general gist, you want to head over here to the right side of this giant stone maquette. And you'll see some staircases just outside the map. To our right, there they are. And we want to drop down in the pillar just before them. So step off of it, you want to move back with the stick, and then you can pick it up. Now, I find it handy to make a save file here. I've been practicing this today. This is the part we're going to clip into the ground underneath. We're going to hit the end of the level trigger. So I like to come over here on the left side. See this big splat here? And it goes dark, light, dark. I don't know how good the quality is on YouTube to view this, but we're going to generally stand around here. Lots of different people have lots of different setups for this. This is what I use, is that stain. We're going to place it out as far away from us as we can, and with the lower down end facing us, we're going to drop it, and then we're going to jump as soon as it touches our head, and hopefully it will push us through the ground, and then we hit the level end trigger, and you can skip the cutscene with circle. It will take a few attempts. Make a save file there, absolutely practice that. You may want to get a setup of your own to find out where you'd like to do the clip. Some people do it up against the totem. What are they called? I'm trying to think what they're called now. Pillars. That's right. Right. This one, we need to stick it up here. This one will also take a few attempts. R1 to spin it once, and then we want to whack it in there as close as we can. And try and balance it on top of this thing. There we go, we got it. So I like to watch this edge here. Ooh, it's dragging my cursor. I like to watch this set of stairs here. And it will push that set of stairs away after you've rotated it. But if you let go just after it's rotated, it will kind of stick into the wall. And you'll see here, we're quite close. Yeah, see? And I'm actually moving into a barrier here, and I think that's the reason it remains up here. So from here, we're just going to come over here, and we want to fall down through this hole. And then down into here. Really, really simple. Just grab the ending there, skip this cutscene, hold triangle to return, and then press circle, pick this up, walk over here, hold R2 to push it away, and then that's the end of the game. Really, really quick speed run now, guys. That's all there is to it. If you've got any questions, just head on down to the comment section below, and I'll be sure to reply. I hope you enjoyed.